Hello, hello, hello. Happy Saturday to everyone. We living in- I wanted to share about living with an ostomy. And someone had asked me, going through the survival of colorectal cancer, and are there any changes in my life due to having an ostomy? And initially, I said that there wasn't much change. And I shared that, life is basically the same living with an ostomy. But I think I want to retract that because when I think about some of the things that are happening in my daily life, there are some changes. That I'm dealing with or not dealing with, but living with since I've had the surgery and obtained my ostomy. Welcome in, Jackie. How are you today? Happy Saturday. I just came on to share a little bit. I've been thinking about and going back in my mind about my life as it is now and living with an ostomy. And so I was saying that a while back, someone asked me how my life has changed since I had the surgery and since I now have the colostomy bag. And I said that there wasn't much change. And it's not like big, uh, gigantic changes, but there are some changes. And one of those changes is timing. I have to time everything where before uh, getting colorectal cancer and going through the treatments and also having the surgery and getting the ostomy, I would have to. I would just go to the bathroom once a day, 6:30 in the morning every day, and that was it. But now I have to be mindful of timing because I do a little more than that, and it could be any time of the day. So being mindful of my timing when when I'm going to have output. So that's one change that an adjustment that I had to make in my life. And it's manageable and it's doable, but the timing is definitely there, even with um if I'm going out, like I'm out running errands. Well, I'm on my way home from running errands. And so I had to time, when I ate. So this morning I had breakfast. And so I waited about 45 minutes before I left home because I know that that's the time when I'm going to have output. So I waited and, went through my bag change and then I left to do my errands. How long did it take you to get used to? Hold on, because they have this dollar sign here. Get used to, are you saying getting used to daily living? Because I can't see the other side of your chat. Um, I would say I'm gonna say a year because it's been a year since I had the ostomy, and there have been, adjustments and things that I had to get used to in each segment of um having the colostomy and, learning to live with it. Um right now I just passed a year of having it, and I just thought about it this morning that I have to to get used to Daisy. Yes, so about a year because just this morning after having breakfast I realized that I needed to wait before I go and jump in my car to go run my errands because I wanted to go to the bathroom, before I left home so that if I decided to detour and go somewhere else after that, I would have a fresh bag. And even though I always travel with my supplies, I wanted to be able to run my errands and come back. So I waited. So timing is one of the things that I had to get used to, and that is a change in my life. Hi, Brenda. Welcome in. Welcome to Living It with Sandra James, and happy Saturday to you. So, yes, so that was one of the changes. Another change. Hi, Layla. Welcome in. I feel you on that one. Timing, yes. So timing with the showers now. So but the same thing, I'm just mindful of when I eat, and I wait until after I eat and have my output, and then I do whatever it is that I need to do. And another thing that has changed is I go more than once, where, before the ostomy, I went once a day. Now it's basically 30 to 45 minutes after I eat, no matter how many times I eat something in a day. I always have the output. Talking about why am I talking about it? Because some people want to know. That's why I'm talking about it. There are many people who are new ostomates. There are people who are in the process of getting ready to have an ostomy surgery of some sort, whether it's ileostomy or colostomy, and they want to know these things. So that's why I'm talking about it. And so the other thing is going more than one time a day, which was something I had to get used to. Another thing, finding out what type of bags that work for me, what appliances work for me, what do I need, and what do I just want to have as it relates to supplies. So finally, I settled on a particular pouch that works for me, and I'm good with that. I found a deodorizing lubricant that absolutely works for me. The barrier rings are basically the same um, across appliances, but I have a barrier ring that works for me, even though it seems that they have thinned it out some. I did notice that, but it still works just fine. And figuring out what I can eat and what I can drink, when you first come out of surgery, there's that 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks after surgery that you're on I was on low fiber and just eating little stuff like cream of wheat and soft potatoes, mashed potatoes, and things like that. So, but even now, I still haven't figured it out so far as my eating pattern and my eating habits and, what's good, what's not. I still haven't totally figured that out, even though it's been a year. Jackie says, yes, it takes a lot of adjustment and healing time. Yes. And speaking of healing emotionally, you know, not just physical, but emotionally and mentally. And every now and then I think about, oh, this has happened and this is how I'm living now. That thought comes to my mind. And I have to say that I'm glad that I was accepting of this surgery. I was thinking about, what I went through during the treatment and how, had I not gotten this surgery, where I would be right now, would I still even be living? How your day, Jackson? How your day? So Brenda's asking Jackie, how's her day? Oh, thank you, Jackie. I got this T-shirt from Kendi K, Portland, Oregon. It says, and I just love this pink. And I wanted to wear it today. It's such a sunshiny day, and it's absolutely hot. I decided since I passed by the park on my way home, I was like, let me pull in here and uh, say hi and talk a little bit about this. So yes, there are changes. There are absolutely changes that at the time when I was being asked, I was saying that no, it's pretty much the same, but no, it's not. But it's not a negative change, and it's not a negative adjustment at all. It's just a matter of getting used to um, living with it. And I love my lazy daisy. And, life is easier, going this way opposed to going the natural way, So I feel like it's even cleaner too, because I can actually see my stoma, I can see my skin, I can see my body um, greater than, from behind, and I can see exactly what's going on. So I like that. I love showering without the bag. That has been an enhancement to my ostomy life. And had I not done the surgery, I would be living with the tumor still in my body until whatever would have happened with that. And so, cancer, can be, what it is, and words that cannot be said on this form. I see your spirit, love it. Thank you. Thank you, Layla. I just I just want to be present. I want to share whatever it is that I can share that's going to be of some benefit to someone else. And with this, I'm hot, you guys, in this car. I'm in my car. And so I'm going to be patting every now and then because I didn't want the engine running and making noise to disturb the stream. So, but yes, that's one of the things. My engagement and my interaction with other people has changed. I'm more in the YouTube communities than I am in the physical outer communities. I do go places and I do things with my husband. Usually when I want to just go somewhere, I jump in the car and I'm gone by myself if I want to go somewhere. And I'm always meeting new people, but I'm not really spending a lot of time with the people that I used to. Our lives have kind of gone in different directions. Um, I like having the engagement with people that are more like-minded, as the ostomy life is concerned, as it relates to the ostomy life. My natural, regular friends that I've been with for a lot of years, they're just, not, they can't have these conversations with me. And so, um, do you know anyone in your outside world that has an ostomy? I met someone maybe 2 months ago that doesn't live too far from me. Um, my partner with my second candle business that I have had met her in a store, in one of the stores that our products are in. So I was in one store and she was in another store. And so she met this person. And so that person was talking about having an ostomy. And so she called me and she was saying, hey, Sandra, um, I'm standing here with someone who has an ostomy. And so we connected. Hi, Claire, welcome in. A happy Saturday to you. So we connected and I went by to meet her. I went to her house to meet her and we talked for a while and I brought her some supplies. She was using Hollister brand. And so I brought her those black Coloplast one piece drainable pouch bags because I decided that I didn't want to use them. So I, brought her some supplies and we talked about staying in touch, but she didn't choose to stay in touch. So that was the only person that I had met. Happy Saturday. And so it's no one else in my community that I know of that has an ostomy. And I probably, if I was out a little more, I probably would meet people. But because of my job and being in the house and working from home 5 days a week with two jobs, I don't get out that much. Hey, Grant, welcome in, Grant. Happy Saturday again. It's good to see you again. I, as when I was on your live, I was driving. So I'm on my way home now, but I decided to pull over and stop in and say hello to everybody. And I'm just talking about some of the changes that living with an ostomy has brought to me because prior I shared that there wasn't many changes or, a lot of big changes. But there are some changes. And so that's what it is. That timing, that's a big one for me. I so far as eating is concerned, I still won't eat the popcorn. I liked popcorn throughout my life with lots of butter, but I absolutely will not eat it. And it's not even so much anymore that I'm afraid to get a blockage. It's just that when I was told, that I shouldn't eat it, I just decided that I was not, absolutely not going to. And so I don't. I shared yesterday about the corn with those Southwestern egg rolls that I was getting from Chili's. And I went to Chili's today too, but I did not order that. I got something else instead. So, because I just don't want to take those risks. Another thing that has changed in my life, living with the ostomy, is no longer do outside events. And if you hear noise, that's an airplane. I live near the airport, so there's a plane going by. Um, I don't do outside pop-up events anymore. I used to travel in my car with my canopy, my 10 by 10 canopy, and I would be pulling that thing out and setting it up and breaking it down. So I don't do that anymore. And I just don't want, I know that I'm not supposed to be lifting heavy things. And so I don't want to do that. And it's just, too much of a hassle. And I don't want to take the risk of hurting myself or getting a hernia. So I don't do those anymore. I'm in two stores here in California. I'm in the South Bay Galleria in a pop-up and shop store, and also in the Del Amo Mall, which is in Torrance, California. So I have products in the store. And so I just go and replenish and uh, sell my products that way, opposed to doing the pop-ups. I do miss the pop-ups, but I care more about my life and my health more than I do the pop-ups. Also, another change is my health. As I've shared many, many, many times before, I never was athletic. I never did I never worked out. I never did exercise. I didn't want to do it even when I was in junior high school and high school. It just wasn't appealing to me. And so I never exercised. But now that I'm living with an ostomy and um, the changes that I know I needed to make in my life after getting cancer and all of that, um, I'm more health conscious. Is an easier way to say it. So now I'm exercising. I'm walking. I'm working on some core stuff, and I still need to learn a little bit more about doing core exercises. But I am rebounding. And when I found out about rebounding, that really changed my life. So I am exercising now and I'm rebounding and I love it. And after my spinal back problems came back recently, I'm just taking it easy while I'm doing it. So I'm just not jumping on and jumping like on some of those videos I did earlier. I'm not so much doing it like that, but I am still doing it. And it's working. There's really no weight loss thing to my health. I probably could lose a pound or two, um, but I've always been a hippie girl. So, but weight is not an issue so far as my medical is concerned. So, but I'm doing it so that I can just stay healthy. And under here, I have with my aging, I'm getting a little loose under there. So I'm exercising for that. And so that's a change that has been made in my life. And now juicing, I didn't know what the juicing was going to do and how that was going to affect me, but I know that because I don't cook, I wasn't getting the vegetables the way that I really needed to be getting those. And so I'm drinking green and I'm having the carrots. I really love the carrot recipe that Lala, the high vibe coach, shout out to Lala, um, formulated. So I bought a bundle with recipes and stuff from her site. And I'm using that. And so I finished my little 4-week trial with the juicing. And so now I'm going to be doing it 3 times a week opposed to 2. And that's it. Do you wake up in the middle of the night to empty your bag? Has your sleeping patterns and positions changed? Yes, that's another change. Now, no, every now and then I may have to empty my bag in the middle of the night, but most often not. I've never had a leak, but I'm always prepared. I still sleep on a mattress pad. I'm still prepared because one never knows, especially with as I continue with diet changes. But I love sleeping on my left side. I was afraid to do that for a really long time. And I realized one night, that I was actually doing it. It just happened naturally. And so I sleep on whatever side I'm on, but predominantly my left side. And I always, before I go to bed, I always make sure my bag is empty. No matter how many changes I may have had to make that day, I always make sure my bag is empty. So I'm not having a lot of bag changes in the middle of the night. And that's probably also because I have a colostomy instead of the ileostomy. So that's pretty much it for that. But I have a gazillion mattress pads and I always sleep on them no matter what, because we don't know, in the body, It could depend on something that I ate. Every now and then I go and eat something that I'm not eating on a daily. And so I don't know how my body's going to respond. So I sleep with the mattress pads. That was a good question. Yeah, that was a good question. And Layla, uh, I think, talked about sleeping with an ostomy. Over the past couple weeks, I think she may have had a video about that. But yeah, I one thing that I really don't do, but I did do I'm gonna say a week or so ago. I've done it like maybe 3 times, and I'll tell you in a second. Do you watch your bread intake? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. It all depends. On Sunday mornings, I do have toast because my husband always makes breakfast on Sunday morning, and he always make the toast. And since he makes it, I eat it. But I don't just eat a lot. I don't eat a lot of bread, but I don't monitor it either. If I feel like I want a tuna sandwich, then I'm going to get some bread and make toasted tuna sandwiches. I love toasted bread. And I was a club sandwich lover, right? So, but I'm not eating club sandwiches like I used to. I There's this place here in California called Mike's Deli, and they make the best club sandwiches in the world. And so I was eating those all the time, but I'm not eating them anymore. Maybe once every 3 months or something like that. And yeah, I like tuna. Tuna is the only thing that I will eat as it relates to fish. I don't like fish at all. Happy Saturday, JC. Welcome in. How are you today? Before I get to going on rambling, I absolutely love the live that you and Evelyn did yesterday or last night. Um, a lot of good things going on in there, the topics. It was just wonderful. And so I'm so thankful that you guys did it. And it was a great pastime too for me. So I'm glad that you guys were there, and I really enjoyed sharing that time with you guys. Um, I missed some stuff in the chat. Working on a short. Okay, that's cool. I think I missed something, but maybe not. The bread intake. Yeah, I really missed the Mike's Deli. Somebody said something about Mike's Deli though. Um, if I missed something that you said, just put it in the chat again. Yeah, she is. She's really cool, and I like when she does those real talk videos and stuff too. When we just talk woman stuff, I really love that. But yes, so I just realized, one night in the middle of the night, but I do get up and go to the bathroom a lot because I do drink a lot of water. And so I get up in the middle of the night a lot. And I realized that I was laying on my left side. I was so happy about that because I was fearful of doing that for a long time. What is your basic diet on a daily basis? Girl, I don't cook. So let me tell you. But and I don't eat a lot. But what I'm doing is like in the morning, it doesn't matter whether I should or should not eat cereal or not. I eat Honey Nut Cheerios every single morning with oat milk every single morning. So that's something that I do. I do like midday when I'm working. I might just get some boiled eggs and some crackers and stuff. I eat really light, but that's my natural eating habits because I don't really like anything. And then at night I, might do a baked potato and sliced turkey. stuff like that. It's relatively simple, and I don't have a pattern yet. I said yesterday that I was going to start cooking. Um, I never liked to cook, don't really know how to cook, but during the time that I took care of other people's children, I did cook during that time. So I'm going back to cooking. So I'm going to have more vegetables. I love asparagus. So I might, saute the asparagus with the baked potatoes and the turkey in the evening, at night, something like that. But I don't eat a lot at all. So, but I had got this book called the Ostomy Bible. And I thought that this book was going to have all these super cool recipes in there and that I was going to learn more about eating. But as it turned out, the book is just about um, sharing information about, and very basic information about eating um, with an ostomy. And there, in this Ostomy Bible, they're still talking about, they only really talk about the first 4 to 6 or 6 to 8 weeks after surgery. So the same thing that's on Google, the same thing that's in the pamphlets that was given, to me, during after I had the surgery. So it's more of a trial and error thing. But because I don't cook, um, I do that's another reason why I wanted the to juice with the green stuff. And then every now and then I will go soul food. I never like soul food, but I go for that for the greens. So, I do eat a lot of greens. And I just I'm just still filling it out. So but I do want to start cooking. I have an air fryer. Haven't used it in years. But I love cauliflower, and so I was scared to eat that. I was scared to eat the asparagus. But now, that a year has gone by, I'm eating I'm, getting into going ahead and eating that stuff, just so another plane's going by, just so that I can enhance my health. But that's still, I won't call it a struggle area. The struggle is getting my butt in the kitchen and cook. I have a real big kitchen too, where everything is available. I just need to do it. So that's that. So Layla, tell me what is your eating like on a daily basis? If you want to share that with me and share that with us. Um, Also, I wanted to talk about something that I've been thinking about since I had my stomaversary and my birthday, chapter 64. I kind of gravitated back to writing. So, as I shared in a video, and I've shared with you guys before, that I wanted to write a book about my colorectal cancer journey. And the reason why after I got to like chapter 2 of writing that book, I decided to come to YouTube. So I stopped writing the book. Um, I have always loved to write, and I do consider myself a writer. I wrote a book 10 years ago about a different part of my life, and I keep gravitating back to writing. So over the last couple weeks, I found myself writing these short stories, just like snippets of things that I'm feeling and experiencing as it relates to this ostomy life change, this colorectal cancer change that has come and put itself into my life. So Layla says, I eat a lot of fruit and vegetables. I was concerned that I would be able to that I would be able to eat fruits and vegetables after getting the ileostomy. I think you meant to say that you were concerned that you wouldn't. But I eat everything. I did. You eat everything that you did before you got the ostomy. Yeah. And I remember that time you ate something that didn't make you too happy too. I think that was around the time I first met you. But I can fall into, and then I'll come back to my story, but I could fall into um fast foods and stuff like that. So I try to stay away from that, because I love junky food. And so I kind of try to stay away from that stuff. But I didn't even mention the fruit. Pineapples. Pineapples were my thing. I there's a story behind why I don't like apple, oranges, and bananas, but I am eating the bananas in the smoothie. I am eating the apples in the juice, when I'm juicing. So I am getting those. I am eating peaches because I like cottage cheese. So I'm eating I didn't even think about this before. Um I am eating peaches and cottage cheese, and I get the peaches fresh and I peel them and cut them up and put them in the cottage cheese. So I am doing that. Love cabbage, but I haven't eaten any since I had the surgery. I haven't eaten that. But yeah, I am not eating the pineapples, but I saw Lala juicing with the pineapples. So I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it that way. But to eat them the way I was eating them before, fresh, um, I was instructed by my stomach nurse not to eat that. And then again, it could still have been just during that time, after surgery. But I just haven't done it. So, but after seeing Lala juicing with the pineapples, I'm going to eat them that way through juicing. But I've always been a picky eater, don't like fish. I only like stuff like salads and spaghetti and meatballs, love meatballs and stuff like that. My whole family was raised on soul food, with the greens and uh chitlins and all of that stuff that I don't like that stuff. So I eat pretty much like a rabbit. I'm surprised I have the type of weight that I do have because I barely eat anything. But so I'm still figuring that out. I'm still figuring that out. But going back to writing, so I found myself writing again, just not even trying to or not even really thinking about it. It just comes so naturally. And I've come up with like three different little, very short pieces that I've written. And it reminded me of when I was a young girl. And my mom, she always would, let me go somewhere after I convinced her to let me go wherever it was that I wanted to go. She would give me a designated time to be back, and I would never meet that time restraint. And so when I would get back home and she's standing there getting ready to whoop me, you know, I would come up with these miraculous stories about why I couldn't make it back in time. And I would just be making up stuff and making it sound so believable, right? And she would always tell me, that's a really good story. And even though I know you're lying, because I know exactly where you went, because I have eyes in the back of my head, I know exactly where you went and who you were with. but someday you're going to be an excellent storyteller. And she would always tell me that. And so when I got into, when I was in school and I had some creative writing classes and stuff like that, I self sabotaged that stuff because I was afraid of failing in that area. But as it turned out, she was basically right. I did turn out to be a storyteller, even though I've only written one book of my own. I've written about 5 books for 5 other authors as a ghostwriter, because I was a ghostwriter for a little small period of my life, and I'm still sometimes do some work for the publisher who published my book. But I ended up somehow I was going to go to make a video, because for my regular Monday, Thursday videos. And in the course of going to make the video, it turned out to be a story. And so I didn't publish it. I haven't published it. I haven't uploaded it or anything. It's totally different from the videos that I do um, all the time. And so I'm not going to say what it is, because I may publish it, but I'm on the fence about publishing it because it kind of went in a different direction, but at the same time, um, it does pertain to my journey living with the ostomy, and it pertains to the colorectal cancer that had, I like to say, invaded my life. And so I found myself doing it again. So I've written these stories, and so I guess I'm going to end up with that book after all. It may end up being a book of short stories, or it may just be a memoir of my life as a colorectal cancer patient and survivor. But initially, after I got to chapter 2, I was like, oh, okay, I need to get my share out on something more live, or more where people can hear from me quicker. And so I did that. But now, after a year of well, I haven't been on YouTube, of course, a year. I just barely maybe 5 months or so. um I can go ahead and allow my writing to just continue to come out. So, but I was amazed by it. And as I was thinking about my life in chapter 64, um, which now has really just sat itself up on me. And so I'm like, oh, okay. This is the direction that my life is going in now. So there's a lot of different things that living with an ostomy has changed that I didn't really think about before. And basically, that's what I wanted to talk about today, and just talk about why my life is why it was important, I guess, for me to get the surgery. Because at first, you know, you guys, I went through some changes, during the treatment plan phase. And even with my family, when they started talking about the abdominal perineal resection surgery, uh we decided on the second opinion, because I just didn't want to I wasn't really sure that living with an ostomy or colostomy bag was, something I was like, oh no. Um, is there any other way that we can, get the tumor out without me having to do that? And it wasn't. But I'm so glad that I made the choice with the help of mostly my son, but other family members and my best friend, um, making the choice to have the surgery because I do absolutely have a greater quality of life because of it. And I'm really proud of that. And though there are adjustments and changes, it's fine. It's fine. I feel like I'm doing better and I'm living better than I was before. Even when, you know, I didn't know that cancer was there because it was there and I just didn't know it. Thought that, the little one symptom sign that I had was hemorrhoids. So yeah, I have a greater quality of life. I love my life. I love how I feel. I love that I'm going um, with the exercising now. I love that I'm going to learn more about my eating habits. I love that I'm going to start cooking where cooking was totally a no, absolutely no. Um, so now I want to do that. So I'm gonna have to say that living with the ostomy and is a plus. It's definitely a plus. And I'm not having any issues with keeping up with my appliances. And I'm just not trying to do a whole bunch of things. And I did get my underwater, a camera that I could use underwater. So that's coming up next. And so as soon as I do it, I will share that with the community and share it with whoever is in the YouTube streets, as they say. So, but yes, you guys, I'm doing great. Just had some free time while running the errands. I pulled over. Here I am. Um, I'm going to head home. It's about half a mile up the way. And I went to Chili's and bought stuff. Um, and so I am gonna kind of snack on it and pick through it. And um, so today is not the day that I'm going to cook, but as of this week, I will be cooking. Husband's going to do the grocery shopping. He always was the grocery shopper. And so he's going to do that. And I think the first thing that I'm going to do is cauliflower, something with cauliflower and I know for sure baked potatoes. The meat, I don't know. I think I want to eliminate meat from my life absolutely, but that would be a major change. And so I'm going to think about it and, consider it. And if I make a final decision to eliminate meat from my diet, then I will do it slowly. I will take my time with that and see what I can do to implement whatever it is that I need to do to have continue to have a greater quality of life while not eating meat. Uh Meat, there's a real big thing about meat. And so I don't think that I will miss anything. And most of it is probably not good for me anyway. I was a steak lover um before ostomy life, before cancer. But I haven't had any steak since surgery, and I probably won't go back to that. But I was, and I do eat turkey and skinless chicken, which is who, who doesn't like fried chicken? But I absolutely don't eat that anymore. But I really want to all the time, because I grew up on fried chicken. So, but I'm not eating that. Anyway, I am going to why do you want to eliminate meat? I think that first of all, I really think that the way animals are being processed for food is totally unhealthy. I just don't trust the process anymore. And I've seen some things that I just really am not, and I'm trying to be cautious about what I say as it relates to that. But I've seen some things that didn't sit well with me, that don't sit well with me. And so I think that I should just eliminate it. And it doesn't really have anything to do with living with the ostomy either. I just think that I could still have a greater quality of health at my age, especially um, if I don't eat meat. So we'll see. Right now, I'm still eating it, but um, some of the things that I've seen of late just makes me say, maybe you should not be eating that, or maybe you shouldn't eat that. And so I'm considering it, but it's not a final decision in my life at that time. And I'm going to look more into how, if I don't eat meat, how not eating meat can benefit my life. So we'll see. We'll just absolutely see. But girl, I the food area is just still something that I need to work out. And a lot of that, I probably would have been further along had I been a person that cooked. So, but I don't have children. So, in my life, I only had one son in the first place, and then I didn't raise him. My mother raised him, and so since all of that, he's in his 50s. But since all of that, I had two different situations where I ended up with children in my life, and I cared for someone else's kids in two different scenarios in my life. And so I did cook for them during that time. But it's just me and my husband, and we work all the time. He's gone at work all the time, and I'm at home working all the time, stuck at the computer. And cooking just never was my thing anyway. And for the past, I'm gonna say 5 years, I had a cook. I had a cook. I love you, Dottie, if you out there. Uh, but this over the past couple 2 years, well, since I got diagnosed and then going through all of the treatments and surgery and all that stuff. So it's been about 2 years since I had the cook. And so I'm basically on my own. We're on our own now with that. So it's something I just need to work out, and that's okay. Um, Everything doesn't have to happen today. So, but I'm just moving at the pace that I want to move at, and I don't really follow trends and because they say I should be doing it this way, or anything like that. I'm just doing my journey and doing it at my own pace. So we'll see. But yeah, the writing thing struck me last night. I was really just surprised that how it just re-implemented itself into my life. So that's a change that's happening, and I'm going to flow and grow with it. and see what happens. And I'm really on the fence about publishing this video, so we'll see, you know. But in the meantime, I'm just doing me, and I'm enjoying my life. I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for capable and competent surgeons that I've had in my life that are still, even after a year, very present in my life. I'm grateful to them. I'm grateful to God that He allowed me another opportunity to continue to walk out the purpose I know that He has for my life. And so I'm grateful in that way. And it's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And I'm gonna get on out of here. I'm gonna land this plane, and I will see you guys later during the week, or who knows? I might pop up tomorrow. You know, maybe I'll be in the backyard. Maybe I'll share the story about why the apple, oranges, and bananas uh, are like became a negative in my life for a while. But I do have an orange tree, and I have been slicing them and putting them in water, but I do not eat oranges, actually eat the oranges. But so we'll see. We'll see what happened. But I want to thank you guys for stopping by and hanging out with me for a little while. And I know we're all in different time zones, so what? Oh yeah, you say you still got whooped. You said that a while back, and when I brought up the the incident you had with that, I think it was some kind of tacos or something that you had. Yes, I need to hear the apple, orange, apple, banana story. Yeah, it's um it's really like a non-ostomy, non colorectal cancer journey story. Is totally in another place in my life, in my past. But I've been thinking about sharing a lot of stuff from that space too. So um maybe I'll come around to sharing it. Enjoy the rest of your day as well. And again, thank you for hanging out with me. And looks like one other person may still be in here, and whichever one of you, somebody just popped in. But anyway, have a blessed Saturday. Um, enjoy the day. Remember to live your best life and do the best you can, and do it on your own terms, and be safe. And I'll see you in the next one.
Living it.